Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The action continues here at Winner Takes All 5, the first event of 2023. Let's get back into the action. It's a middleweight bout, a rematch from a previous quintet duel, which ended in a draw. In the yellow corner, representing Crayonge BJJ, please welcome Lance Kier. His opponent represents Quan Vessel's Academy and fights out of the blue corner. Please welcome Karl Fritz. Your referee, Brandon Kier.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We've got a middleweight matchup here. Lance Kier versus Karl Fritz. These guys did face each other in a quintet previously that ended in a draw. Very excited to see this. It's one both of them wanted to come back on. Lance had to get his weight up, surprisingly.
There is quite a bit of a height difference there.
All right. Let's get into it. Middleweight action, Lance Kier versus Karl Fritz, the rematch from a previous quintet that ended in a draw. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I mentioned to my partner here, Steph Graham, back. Lance Kier currently sitting ranked number 9 in the African Open CrossFit. He's got a bit of a workout tomorrow, but first he's got to deal with Karl Fritz in the middleweight rematch we've been dying to see. Let's see how this pans out.
Oh, straight into it.
Yeah, so if you remember the matchup the last time, Karl Fritz dealt with your teammate previously in the quintet. Nathan Thorne eventually got the submission and then had Lance Kier up. Lance Kier circling nicely out of that head pummel. I think Fritz he's got to start leading with the front hand, always opens up that single leg he's got to be conscious of. Super strong guy is Lance Kier. So you got to be conscious of him getting his hands wrapped around you. Good stop from the corner. And Lance Kier, long-time practitioner of Jiu-Jitsu, brown belt, been around a really long time. Karl, obviously, moving up the ranks as a very active blue belt competitor. Obviously trying to make his mark here at Submission Kings, wants to get a run at some kind of title. So looking forward to seeing what he can do here. It's high stakes, you know. And this is Karl's world. He likes to be on top, a lot of heavy pressure. He's got that near side underhook reset there from referee Brandon O'Dea. These big boys get around the mat really quickly.
Impressive that Karl is a blue belt.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think that's the thing with Jiu-Jitsu. Like, a really good, strong, competitive blue belt can cause a lot of problems for a lot of people, regardless of your belt rank, you know. Karl's a guy who loves to compete. He lives for competition. He's on the mats all day, grinding hard. So is a guy like Lance. I think he's been reinvigorated at a new gym in Crayonge, and the thoughts of competing again. So I think it's nice for him. He's a guy who's been around a really long time. So a nice platform for him to show what he's got.
Karl been pretty heavy with the head pressure, and now just managed to get his knee over into.
Yeah, calling for that near side underhook is Warren King, the corner of Karl Fritz. Karl keeping a good head pressure there, good tripod position, keeping his weight down.
Just pressuring underneath the chin there. Must be very frustrating for Lance at the bottom.
So I think, does Lance have a knee shield in the, this is Lance, Karl Fritz's game. Strong cross face, heavy pressure, and he'll be happier.
And it's kind of hard for Lance to turn in and shrimp in and get the knee shield back in to a guard position with that crossface.
And a guy as strong as Lance, you really don't want to give him any time on top. You know, that's where he's really going to start to cause problems for you, being so strong. Any sort of like back position, mount position, side control is really going to be horrible. And it's the same, having experienced the crossface of Fritz, it's very uncomfortable. You know, he's very physically strong from this position, and he'll be happy. His corner asking him to be a little bit patient and don't rush anything. He's got a good position here.
Fritz is quite a bit taller than Lance, not to take away from how strong Lance is, but would Lance want to get back up, like top position from here?
Yeah, so with that, if Lance can start to find that underhook, that's one. But it's a very shallow underhook. He's got to get it a little bit deeper and try and come up and see if he can reverse his position. So he sees that left arm, he's keeping that elbow tucked in quite nicely. If he can scoop it out with the underhook, he can start to find a way out. But Fritz obviously being very conscious of it, you can see his right arm strapped, keeping that good waist control there. Now going back to the head. Good crossface from Fritz. Looking for the little gas mask there.
And I mean, Fritz is alternated between the crossface and using his head underneath the chin. It's just really giving Lance a hard time there.
Yeah. So Fritz is trying to get high enough to try and get that right leg free, and probably trying to look for the mount position. I would imagine. But being patient, and that's a good thing. But again, see, that's where he wants to get. He's trying to free that.
Lance trying to underhook the leg, hopefully for a sweep.
And again, looking for that left side underhook, but that left side underhook is just too shallow to make it very effective.
And he doesn't want to lose the leg. There's not much he can do with
But now Lance can start to use the J-walk, get Lance's hips flat and get to the mount position here. He's trying to get that J-frame with the half guard here. You can see he'll post up, walk the hips to his right-hand side, cause that J-frame, and then go into the mount. He's rushing it a bit. He's got to get that J-frame a little bit stronger.
Lance trying to hang on to that leg.
Now that knee's clear. Karl looking to sit into the mount here. He's got 3/4 almost. But Lance doing well to keep that half guard.
It's so tough when you.
But again, now Karl's going back to the J-frame. Very good approach here from Karl Fritz.
And relentless.
And now he's found the mount. And now he's going to start to look for that smother. He's going to go for that double underhook smother, it looks. But it seems that Lance is on his side. And he's going to scramble to get that one leg back in. This is where the physicality of Lance Kier really starts to pay off, you know. Get himself out of bad positions, a good explosion, and he's free. Here he is. But Fritz is happy here. You know, he's going to start to work that knee slice pass a little bit, and then drag it back to the mount. Same system again. Head and arm, start to look for the mount.
And he's being really effective with it.
And it's a lot of work for Lance Kier. He's spending a lot of energy trying to get rid of this. And now Fritz back into the mount. And now it's going to be uncomfortable. Now he's going to work on that smother. Head and arm. He's got to drag that underhook on the right-hand side up a little bit, and he'll start to play that smother. The thing with the smother is, even if you don't get the tap, it's exhausting. So, you know, Fritz is playing a good game. He's going to lock up his legs here in the mount. Very well done. Start driving the pressure into Lance Kier.
Lance trying to look to peel the hooks off. Hopefully try and get an elbow escape on the one side.
He is going to give up his back if he keeps turning here. So Lance giving a little bit of back exposure. Fritz hasn't quite gone for it. If Karl starts to send his right leg up to the neck of Lance, he's going to start to look to take the back, and I think that's what he's going to do now.
I guess which position would you rather be in? Smothered or potentially...
Yeah. It's all about energy expenditure now. So now Karl's on it. Okay, so Fritz looks quite happy to stay in the mount. Again, it's just energy. Lots of energy on the bottom trying to get out of here.
Lance's corner shouting at him, giving him lots of advice here.
But Warren King and Martin van Staden in the corner. Yeah, calling for the seatbelt, I think, was Warren King. Yeah. Yeah, he wants that back take. So the back take is really there for Fritz if he wants it, but he seems quite adamant on getting the getting the mount position back. I think he really wants that smother.
There's so much back exposure there.
What is going to happen here is that Karl knows he can really run that battery low on Lance if they go to overtime. He's going to feel a lot fresher. Well, technically, it's being on top. It's working almost like an Ezekiel choke there. Gas mask again from Fritz. Gas mask again.
Oh, now he's just trying to really run down the energy,
just get that battery depleted. Really just putting a lot of pressure. Overtime we go.
I guess being at the bottom of the match.
Listen, Lance has used a lot of energy fighting off that mount. You can physically see it on him. I mean, he's probably as fit as it gets, but that's tiring regardless. Okay, coin toss. They're going to choose back or spider. Let's see how it works out. One thing I am going to point out here, Lance has opted with the long sleeve. Might get Karl to consider that spider attack option. A lot of friction on the longer sleeve. Rashy than the short sleeve, a little bit less sweat, stronger grip. So let's see. Oh, Karl's taking the back. He's a big fan of the back. All right, and attacking first. Body triangle there from Fritz onto the neck early.
Oh, a little bit of grip fighting.
A little bit of a hand fight. See if you can punch through that left arm.
Lance trying to get that body triangle free.
Strong triangle there from Karl Fritz. And again, so as we were speaking about earlier, like in this kind of time, if Fritz has gone for the double underhook, he's going to have to start threatening submission. You've got to fight the submission. Then you've got to deal with the body lock. Then you've got to try and escape. So it's all built on winding that clock down. So Fritz right across the neck now. Toughing it out. Taps. 1 minute 15. Great work. And that's what I was saying. Karl had the double unders. At some point he was going to have to move over to a hand fight and try to threaten the choke. And it worked. Very nicely done.
Not much to say there. Yeah.
Karl straight out. Wasting no time. Very well done. Great display of grappling from both these guys. Karl Fritz had a game plan, stuck to it and executed.